Am I the asshole for reporting my son's therapist for giving my ex-husband information about the sessions? My ex-husband, 35M, and I, 33F, got separated 7 months ago. We have shared custody of our 14-year-old son. My son struggled to accept the separation and adopt to the new normal. I put him in therapy suggested by my brother-in-law, his dad's brother and favorite uncle. I noticed my ex-husband has been coming over a lot to yell at me and start fights about our son. Saying stuff like how our son should live with him full time. At first I had no idea what his problem was till my son told me that he's suspecting his therapist to be giving my ex-husband information about the sessions. Because my ex-husband brought up many things my son talked about in therapy, but ex-husband was trying to deflect blame. I did some digging and my son's suspicions been confirmed. I felt so incredibly violated on his behalf. I went to confront his therapist and he denied, then said that my ex-husband came to him with concerns and basically wanted to know about what my son say in those sessions out of concern. I had a big argument with him and told him that I'll be reporting him for betraying my son's trust and violating him like that, even if this information was going to his dad aka family. To me that is still wrong. Apparently, he, therapist, told my ex-husband about me reporting him and my ex-husband didn't say anything nor come over to fight with me. However, he must have told brother-in-law because brother-in-law visited and told me that I overreacted and that if I report my son's therapist then I'll cause more damage because my son got used to this one. When I pointed out how my ex-husband could have gathered and twisted information to screw me over in custody, he told me then I was doing this for my own, selfish reasons, and to cover my own $. He said that I clearly don't have my son's best interest at heart to think that's okay. I got mad and told him to leave after he tried to talk my son into stopping me from reporting his buddy therapist. But I yelled at him that clearly he, my ex-husband and his buddy therapy were in this together. He got offended and called me delusional and walked out. The family are telling me to let it go and just find another therapist instead of reporting. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. The therapist absolutely should be reported for their wildly unprofessional behavior. Not the asshole. Report him now. He swore an oath of patient confidentiality and he grossly violated that. But not just for you, he could have done the same thing with other families and needs to be thoroughly investigated. Not the asshole. Please report him. If he does this with your son, he does it with everyone else too, for their own good, is not a reason to share information. And now your son has lost the trust of his therapist. Gotten used to him, is crap. He can no longer trust him, so what good will it do going to him? How did this therapist become your son's? Was he recommended by someone on the dad's side? This could be the issue. Get him a new therapist he can trust and before he sees the therapist confirm there is privacy. Unbelievable. If it were me I'd be suing, reporting him and going after his license. Absolutely not the asshole. Raging on you and your son's behalf. Not the asshole. Sounds like this therapist needed to be reported. Confidentiality applies to minors too. Typically, both custodial parents have access to basic info like treatment goals, diagnosis, and attendance of the minor. But the substance of the session and what the kid actually says, unless it's something that indicates they are in danger or being abused, is confidential. If a therapist wants to discuss things said in session with the parents, that needs to be a discussion with the client first. That therapist betrayed your son's confidentiality and that would kill the rapport and therapeutic relationship. Also, the therapist should have come to you to share that dad had been in contact. Not the asshole. You'd be an asshole if you didn't report a therapist that has no concept of appropriate professional boundaries. He knows very damn well he's not supposed to repeat shit he hears in that room, so he's being completely irresponsible and unprofessional, and someone needs to stop him. Am I the asshole for having a girl reprimanded and possibly fired because she kept ignoring me? My, 22M, GF, 21F. And I went to this local restaurant near our campus 2 days ago that's pretty well known in our university. Right now is empty-ish because most of the people are away with their families. So, my girlfriend and I went there by 8 p.m. The things on the menu are pretty basics. Pizza, burgers, fries, etc. This girl came to take our orders. She was 20-ish? Maybe younger than me. And she talks to my girlfriend first to take her order. No big deal. When I think she's going to turn to me she just says, "And what he'll have?" While asking to my girlfriend and not me. My girl just look at me confused and I answer for myself. The girl writes it down and then says, "Something else?" While still not looking at me. My girlfriend says, "No, that's all." She leaves and we're like, what the fuck was that? A few minutes go by and then she comes with our orders. She asks if we need something while looking at my girl and we both say no. She comes by a few times to check if we're good, but she doesn't engage with me at all. She doesn't even look at me and I'm starting to feel uncomfortable. I ask for some napkins and she brings them but gives them to my GF. Then when my girl goes he toilet and I call her to ask for the bill, she just ignores me. Straight out ignores me. I just got up, go to the counter where she and a few other girls are taking some orders, and I ask what her problem is. She now looks at me, and before she can speak I ask for her manager. She brings an old lady and I explain what just happened. That while the overall service was good, she didn't even look at me once, pretended I wasn't even there and ignored me when I called her for the bill. The girl mutters something but the old lady says they'll talk later and offers me to cover the bill. I say, nah, just bring the check, which she does. I pay and wait for my girlfriend outside. When we go back home she asked me what happened because she saw the girl being reprimanded and I tell her. She calls me an asshole because the girl might have some trauma regarding men or IDK and that she might get fired. I was okay with my behavior until that point. Am I the asshole? ETA. Answered some comments. Came here to say that my girlfriend went to the restaurant to pick some food and found out that the girl was indeed fired. Not the asshole if she has trauma about men that is so bad she can't even look at or speak to a man she has never met to do her job. She needs to reconsider her job. Not the asshole. I have an aversion to men in some spaces due to extreme abuse and I feel that if you cannot do your job because of that, you shouldn't have that job. Imagine if it was you and another male? Do you not deserve service based on your gender presentation? For those on the fence, if a man chose to not address a woman and only spoke to her presumed partner to order for her and all, they would be lit on fire in the internet town square. Not the asshole, and if she has trauma regarding men, she shouldn't work in a restaurant, simple as that. Not the asshole. Maybe she does have some trauma with men. Or maybe she was told that focusing on the girl in a couple would result in better tips. Neither of those is an excuse to ignore you. If she cannot handle speaking to men, she should not be working in a field that demands she speak to anyone and everyone with courtesy. It sounds like she was playing a reverse discrimination game. Not all that long ago that was how women were treated in restaurants. Turnabout fair play nonsense. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Are you sure you didn't know her from somewhere? I mean, no offense, but are you sure? Am I the asshole for not letting my sister wear my mom's wedding dress at her own wedding? Mom's not in the picture. She didn't abandon us. She didn't die. Just not in the picture. She's sick and please don't ask what happened to her because I will not respond. My 20F sister, 24F, is getting married in a year or so. Our mom got married with the most beautiful dress I've ever seen. Is much alike Lily Collins's wedding gown with the veil, cape and everything. But our mom's had crocheted butterflies and flowers in different colors all over the dress. It starts like this normal wedding gown and ends up being quite floral and colorful. Mom always wanted us to wear the dress, but my sister, who spent all of her teen years in her emo phase, hated it. She, very vocally, trashed the dress. That it was ugly, that if she ever got married she would want a black or red wedding dress, that she doesn't want to wear a second-handed one and things like that. Mom tried to offer it a few times and she always said no. For my quinceañera my mom asked her for the last time if she wanted the dress and got rejected. So my mom gave it to me as part of the few gifts I got that day. In all senses, the dress is mine. And now that mom is not around anymore, is my most precious piece. I do want to get married someday, but right now I'm super single and I don't think it'll happen soon. A week ago, my sister came with her fiancé and said she wanted to talk. She was very blunt and asked for the dress. I was taken aback because she got it offered a bunch of times and she said that, while the dress wasn't her favorite piece still, it was something our mom wore and loved and she wants to wear it to have her there with her, so the dress can be the something borrowed, since I'll be getting it back. I said absolutely not, that she had her chances and she can pick something else from mom because the dress is mine and I want to be the first getting married in it. If she wears it now, when my time comes it won't be mom's dress anymore, it'll be my sister's dress, and I don't want that. She went absolutely ballistic, saying that the dress was hers because she was the oldest and that I have to suck it up, that I better give it up or else I'll be uninvited. Dad's on my side, because he saw how badly she rejected our mom, but everyone else is pretty much on her side. She sounds like an entitled bridezilla. Not the asshole. It's yours. If it was hers she would have it and wouldn't have to ask. Edit to add. For everyone saying not the asshole because she just wants a piece of her mom at her wedding. Sis has mom's wedding tiara and other of her jewelry. For everyone saying she was a kid, of course she wouldn't know. She was 19 when she made the decision and it went to op. Check comments. Also, she is entitled and bridezilla not for asking that would have been innocent, for demanding it after a no, saying suck it up, and giving an ultimatum. Also, she has history of not returning sentimental items. I understand, my mom is dead. I emphasize with op and sis for their mom not being in the picture, but in my opinion she's 100% not the asshole. Not the asshole. The dress stopped being your mother's when she gifted it to you for your sweet 15. End of story. Your dress, you said no, sister can suck it up. Not the asshole. If you hadn't accepted the dress from your mother as a gift, it may have been long gone. You accepted it, kept it and planned to use it. Your sister, borrowing it, could well mean the dress will end up stained or torn in some way, and her threatening to uninvite you and telling you to suck it up confirms that she might make sure the dress is unusable for you. She's got a year to figure out a dress and there are probably other people she can borrow one from. Not the asshole. I'm a skeptical awe. I would think that she would keep the dress and sell it. Teens are dumb. She obviously is thinking right now, and wants to wear the beautiful dress to honor her mom. Your mom was the asshole for making her accept a last chance as a teen. Come on, mom. You are the asshole by saying, you had your chance at 15 and blew it, so suck it. And your reasons for refusing are petty. It's your mom's dress, it will always be your mom's dress. No one but you really cares that your sister will have worn it before you. She's again the asshole for going ballistic on your response. As noted, everyone comes across poorly here. Was going to go with ESH or YTA because people grow up from teenage angst and in your own words, mom always wanted us to wear the dress. So regardless of who married when, it would still be the dress all three of you wear. And given your ages, it's not really surprising she's marrying first, so in that sense, it would likely always have been mom's sister you. That said, I'm going with not the asshole because instead of trying to communicate, negotiate, compromise with you, she went to ballistic. Am I the asshole for leaving a couple's trip in the middle of the night and ruining the vibe? Last weekend was my 26 birthday. Me and my girlfriend of 2 years Kenzie, 26F, had plans to get dinner. She came to pick me up from work and her car was packed and my best friend, his wife were in the backseat. To my surprise she planned a whole weekend away to my favorite lake, rented a sick house on the water and invited all our friends. Her sister, husband, my friends, their sews and a few of Kenzie's friends all arrived Thursday night. It was an awesome and I was stoked for the weekend. We met through my best childhood friend Grace, 26F. Grace and Kenzie were college friends and I never thought I had a chance. Kenzie is beautiful and while I'm not ugly, I've always felt like we weren't in the same league. No idea how I got her and I still don't. Thursday night went well. Friday we swam and hung out at the house most of the day. We started drinking and playing games at night. Kenzie's sister broke out this couples game. Basically you pick one person in the relationship that fits the description or it has prompts to engage in debates between couples. Kenzie was pretty drunk by now because she's a lightweight and was drinking most of the night. It was fun till a question of, what originally attracted you to your so? Kenzie blurted out, he was safe. And I knew he wouldn't cheat or leave me. I looked at her with a face and was like, huh. She then says, yeah you seemed nice enough and after my abusive ex I wanted a safer option. Things got really awakened and her sister quickly read a different card. I was really embarrassed and flustered so I said I had to pee and walked outside. I called Grace to tell her what happened. She was working and couldn't come, and she got upset. I told her I wanted to leave. She said I didn't need to take that and she would be there in the morning to get me. The night died down and Kenzie tried talking to me in front of everyone but I told her we'd talk about it another time. I decided to pack my bags and sleep on the couch. And before anyone woke up I left. I texted Kenzie and told her that I didn't want to fight about what happened and ruin everyone's trip. So I was going home for the weekend and we could talk whenever she got home. She blew my phone up all Saturday as did a few of my friends. I decided to go golfing and just turn my phone off. I just didn't want to talk to anyone. When Kenzie showed up at my place Sunday she was fuming, saying that me leaving early ruined the whole trip. It was all anyone could talk about. And the whole vibe felt off because the birthday boy was gone. That she felt like a poss and I didn't give her a chance to explain. And she hardly even remembers what she said to begin with. She rented a boat, I love boating, and felt like I disrespected her efforts, money to put together the trip. I told her that I didn't feel like arguing, so I went home to avoid the drama. Some said that it was a nasshole move to just bail and I should have stayed because she did put a ton of effort into the trip. Am I the asshole? 8 a.m. Edit. I've had some time to cool off and we are finally gonna sit down and talk out in person what happened. I'm gonna get clarity hopefully and see if this is a salvageable relationship. For everyone saying it was just the safe comment. I implore you to read the entirety of what she said. Also, she tried to speak to me immediately afterwards in front of everyone while still drunk. Will provide updates when possible. You are the asshole. This seems like a wild overreaction. She had an abusive ex and thought you were a good guy who would treat her well and value her. What's the problem? You were waiting to hear that she's discovered that you're the 2020s version of Fabio? So, you make a huge scene. Likely turn her friends against you. Which can do some real long-term damage, and they were probably talking the whole weekend about how actually she was wrong about her first impressions and you're actually a shitty guy. I'm not saying you are, but I bet they were. You say in your post, "No idea how I got her and I still don't. Keep this up and she'll correct that. If that ship hasn't sailed already." Feels like you massively overreacted. That may be the truth for the beginning, but no one stays for that reason for 2 years and certainly wouldn't splash all that cash and spend all that time and effort organizing such a lovely weekend for you unless the emotions were true and deep. You are not the rebound after an abusive relationship. The rebound would have lasted a couple of weeks. That's not to say it was hurtful, but if you care about her work to put it right. You are the asshole. You'd seriously bail on a birthday weekend in front of all your mutual friends because 2 years earlier she felt you were a safe option? It seemed to work out. She went all out for you for your birthday. If you bailed over something so seemingly ridiculous, what will you do when you face actual tough times together? You won't discuss it, you'll just run away? You are the asshole. What is wrong with being safe? Safe is the person you trust. The one you expect to be there when you really need them. The one that makes you relax, wanna stay, make plans with and find ways to grow close to. Considering her history, that is most likely a very precious thing to her. Sadly, you overreacted, and now this girl who felt safe with you has learned that no, she can't trust you to be there for her when the going gets uncomfortable after all. Nah. What originally attracted you to your so? Kenzie blurted out, he was safe. And I knew he wouldn't cheat or leave me. You already feel like you were lucky to get her, and she confirmed your worst fears on your birthday. I get why you left, but you need to talk to her now you've cooled down. It's been 2 years, she may have started with you as a safe option after her volatile ex, but feelings grow. Talk with her, or this will end the relationship. You are the asshole. I understand that what anyone wants to hear is something about being attractive, and that it would hurt to hear that you were safe. But to me it just seems like very, very poor phrasing, not an insult. This could be easily talked out and the weekend could have gone on as planned. She clearly loves you a lot to have done all of this for you, and this is such a small and easily fixed issue.